Rule, Mr. Administrator.
Chairman DeFazio, thank you for that question. I've made comment on our progress on the liquid and gas rule and the leak detection and automatic valve rule. We've completed our work with that, and it is currently undergoing internal review at DOT. We think we have adequately prepared the notice of proposed rulemaking, and we hope that we can publish that notice of proposed rulemaking in the near future. We recognize the importance of that rule. I think we realize that while the liquid safety rule and the gas safety rule accommodate some of the concerns, that it really is the leak detection and the valve rule is the one that we really need to pursue now. So again, we've done our work on it and need to get the notice of proposed rulemaking out so we can then pursue that to final rule.
So you have written a NPRM, a notice of proposed rulemaking, and submitted it to DOT to whom?
Well, it goes through, quite an iteration within DOT. There are a number of departments within the DOT that review all of our rulemaking, and that's the process that it's going through now.
But I thought the theory when Congress created PHMSA, which used to be in DOT proper within the Secretary's office, that the idea was that you would have specific jurisdiction and a very particular body of knowledge. Who at DOT is more qualified than people at PHMSA to determine your NPRM?
Well, I would, Mr. Chairman, agree that there's a great amount of skill and talent at PHMSA when it comes to the pipeline rulemaking, but the process affords for others within the department to look at that rulemaking from their lenses and their points of views to make sure that it conforms with their interests.
Their interests. What are their interests? Are their interests in moving forward quickly with this critical rule, or are their interests in delaying the rules so that expenses won't be put upon the industry and more people might die? What are their interests?
Yeah, well, Mr. Chairman, I think their interests are the same as mine, and that's safety. And I don't think there is any significant delay in moving this particular bill forward. I think it's just going through its normal review process.
Well, it just, quite a number of years in the making. It's a proposed rulemaking, which means it's still got to go out for public comment. Maybe the people at DOT could comment after you, maybe, it seems like an extra step here to me. The experts, those with the expertise, write the notice of proposed rulemaking. Then people who don't have the expertise are reviewing that rule. And how long has it been there?
Well, I mean, it has been with PHMSA for many years.
No, how long has it been over at DOT? How long since you completed it?
It's probably been within the last 90 days.
Okay. When might we expect it out of there? Do they work under timelines, or do they just things disappear over there and they come back when they come back?
Mr. Chairman, I can't answer that question specifically, but I can assure you that I have regular dialogue with the staff at the department on the importance of moving these mandates, and we'll continue to pursue that.
Okay, one other question. What is the current value of a human life?
You can't put a value on human life.
Well, I remember years ago having testimony when I was trying to get overwing exit seats removed, and the regulator actually had a very specific number that they put on the value of a human life to determine cost-benefit analysis. And I'm just curious, do you have such a rule as you do cost-benefit analysis?
Well, Mr. Chairman, as you know, we're required to do the cost-benefit analysis. But again, going back to your original question, you can't put a cost value on someone's life. And at PHMSA, each and every day, we focus on ensuring the safety of energy products that move in the U.S. pipeline network. We don't focus on anything else but trying to make the nation's pipeline system as safe as humanly possible.
But at some point, you do apply some sort of analysis. So you say, well, gee, this 30-inch pipeline, in order to put in leak detection, that's going to cost this much. And I mean, you must. What's the benefit side? how do you calculate the benefit?
Well, again, Mr. Chairman, I mean, all the rules go through a cost-benefit analysis.
Yeah, but I'm just curious, what is the benefit? Do we look at, look at past, like explosions like San Bruno and how much that cost, and then therefore that might be the leak detection benefit, or how do we calculate that?
Well, I'm not sure of the specifics of the calculation, and I'm pleased to work with you to provide more detailed information on that.
Yeah. Ms. Normandy, Mr. Chairman, if you just indulge, do you have any idea how that's done, given your past work on the committee and expertise?
The last time I looked, and I agree with the administrator, you can't put a value on life, but the DOT uses 9 million per life, is the last time I looked at the figures that they utilized. On the benefit side, I do believe they look at the accidents that occurred, and they put a savings value on that. I'm not sure how they develop it.
Okay. All right. I would like a little more information, Mr. Administrator. That would be useful. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.